Hello.
Hey guys.
Hi.
We're here for another
Let's talk about it.
And we have a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about. Look, first we'll start off. Let's talk about it is literally we just sit here for an hour. Exactly an hour. We have a timer.
Mm-hmm.
We sit here for an hour and we just talk about the show.
Yep.
It's basically like podcast style. And yeah, we give you all of our thoughts and feelings about the shows and the characters that we watch. These are for shows that we watched without you guys.
Yes.
So like none of the shows that we watch with you guys will we do this because you're already getting our reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Today's show is Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl.
That is why we are dressed in our nicest gowns.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to go.
They would not be caught dead in these outfits.
Oh no, they're too cheap.
But these are our night. You can pretend that these are custom made.
Yeah, we are Manhattan's elite.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know you love us.
XOXO.
Enya Nishara. That'll be our new intro.
The other thing that we should say, these are our opinions. We know that even to this day, there are a lot of opinions, and strong ones at that, about Gossip Girl. Now, you can probably see our boards and get a sense of how we feel about things. And you know what? If you're seeing something you don't like and you think you want to leave a mean comment, you could just
just don't watch the video.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? You know? Yeah. Like, if we don't agree, we don't agree. That's perfectly fine. And you are allowed to voice your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to be rude about it,
you will be deleted, possibly blocked.
Don't do it. Thanks. You know, if you guys have wrong opinions, that's fine.
And we'll try to put timestamps so that you can just skip to wherever you want to go.
Yep. All right, we ready to start?
I'd say so. Would you like to do the honors?
Oh, sure. 3, 2, 1, start.
Now we're good.
Okay. So our first topic, we have our sheet.
We have an outline.
Our first topic is the general opinions on the show. Now, I feel like personally, this is the best show to ever exist. Like,
at least one of the best teen shows, if not the best teen show. Let's be honest.
So good, but minus season 6 because we don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
But 1 through 5, great television.
Yeah,
I was invested the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
They had me on the edge of my seat. I was there.
Yeah.
I was ready. I was set.
I could not predict where the show was going to go most times.
Literally never.
They had me on my ass.
Because after like season 3, we'd both stopped watching.
The first time when we were young.
And then I'm pretty sure the second time I watched it, I stopped at season 3 too, and then just went to the last episode. And then I was like, who are half of these people? I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah.
And then finally, our rewatch, we went through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And,
you know, that's a feat for us because most of the shows that we watch, we get bored around like season 3-ish, 4-ish, maybe like 3 to 5.
Yeah, but
when we get bored.
We were still invested.
We were heavily invested.
I think the reason that this show is so good, like this is above some of the other teen shows, is one, it doesn't try to be anything other than what it is. And what I mean by that is this is a show about rich people and drama.
And their rich people drama.
Mm-hmm. And it knows it. It understands it. And it sort of understands that we are like kind of the people who are checking Gossip Girl, like the blog, every day. Yeah. And they structure the show.
It's very aware.
Very aware. And the characters suck sometimes. Not all of them, but, you know, most of them. Mm. And some suck more than others. And there's a car going. Even the characters that annoy me the most usually have moments that I enjoy.
I mean, and also the show gave us so many icons. Like, we have Blake Lively. Yep. We have Leighton Meester.
Literal legend.
We have Penn Badgley. We have Chase Crawford.
Taylor Momsen. Charlie. No. Charlie. That's
a reference to Twilight.
New Moon.
Yeah. If you can go watch that if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think those were our general opinions.
Now we're going to get into. We broke. This is how you know it's getting serious. We broke it down a little bit because, in our opinion, there are like 3 tiers to the show. So you have the first tier, which is
high school years.
That is season 1 and
2.
Now, we know that Jenny and Eric are still in high school when season 3 rolls around, but like we don't really follow high school, so like those are the high school years. And I say that's my second favorite part of the show.
Sorry.
Oh, I'd say that's my second favorite part of the show. My favorite is the next part, but we'll get into it. I think that the high school years are great. I feel like everybody thinks that when they talk about Gossip Girl, they think those are the best seasons, and I think that an argument can be made for that. But there's maybe it's just the fact that I'm grown up and there's 1,000 teen shows about people in high school, and honestly, usually they last a little too long. Like, why are you in high school we're in season 7.
Yeah.
Why are we still in high school?
A year will be like 3 seasons. Yeah. And you're like, I don't like this.
How does all this happen in a single year?
That's kind of how I feel about Teen Wolf sometimes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure season 1 happened in like a month.
Yeah.
Regardless, they were not afraid to leave high school and to get more grown up with each season. I mean, the characters, they were kind of grown from the beginning. They thought they was adults, but that was part of their characterization.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I liked it. I definitely agree with you that I liked it more when I was younger because because when I watched this, I wasn't in high school. Yeah. So I was looking forward to that. Like, it was like shows like that and like Degrassi and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is what like high school's gonna be. It wasn't, but
they lied to us.
They lied, but yeah. So it was nice to see, and I really liked it. But it also like, I don't know, because we were building the characters. We were like seeing who they were, finding them. So like it was a little clumsy at times, but it kept you invested, and like the storylines were good. Some of the couples were good, and like where they should have stayed and not left. But we will
definitely get to that.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked the high school years, but I definitely liked the next tier, which is the college years.
Now, we say college years very loosely because
they forgot that they were in college.
I'd say 3, they forgot about classes, they forgot about college. It's just in general, and it's funny because college was such a big deal, especially in season 2 of Gossip Girl.
This is Ginger Ale.
Yeah. It was such a big deal, especially in season 2. But then by the time we got to college, we barely saw it. Now, to be fair, there was a good amount of it, like for a bit, but then we're still technically in college in season 5, and I don't think I saw a single person.
We're technically still in college in like season 6, because I'm pretty sure the only time they mention college is with Nate. It's because like everybody else was busy doing other things, and like Serena wasn't really in college, and then Blair was doing her whole thing, and like everybody was doing something different that didn't like deal with college, so like they didn't have to worry about it. But I'm like, did y'all go to class?
Right.
Like, and I know like they mentioned like Blair, like her character, her minions would like go to class for her and like do her stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But like the only one that went to college was Nate. He'd be like, yeah, I have like a lacrosse game, and you're like, wait, for what?
And I kind of feel like they could have done more with college. Like they skipped right to after, and I'm like, I mean, I'm not saying the show should have gone longer, but if they wanted to, if they had stretched the college things and done some of the things they'd done in those college years later when they were a little older and out of school, that would have been cool because they were like having internships and they were in like their first or second year or something. And that makes more sense for later.
It was great to see the college years because one, it was like I liked seeing the Blair and Serena stuff.
Yeah.
Where they were like fighting over the same school, and like you really get to see like, because we knew that Blair felt like, you know, she was in Serena's shadow, but like that really, I don't know, that really like showed it. She was like, no, you don't get to go to the same school as me, which was like her backup school at that, because it was, she didn't even get into her main school because Serena got into that one. So it was like, you know, but I think what it gave us most of all was headbandless Blair.
Headbandless Blair. Yeah.
That was iconic. And Hilary Duff.
We got Hilary Duff. Being Hilary Duff. She was literally herself in that.
And a threesome.
Yeah.
Weird things happened in college, but you know that's what that's for, right?
Absolutely.
But I do feel like after their first year of college, they were just like, okay, you guys get the point, right? Like, you get it. They're in college. Yeah. Nothing else really
and it's like,
interesting is going to happen.
I want to see them in college. We got to see them in school, in high school. Let's see them in college.
Yeah. It's also because, like, Blair then, like, she wasn't popular in college. Then she had to leave. And then we follow her. And, like, Serena wasn't really in college.
She really was not.
She was in there for like a day, and then she was like, it's not for me.
It's not for me.
And really, that's fine. You're rich. Like, do you need it?
You don't.
She didn't need college.
No, but she did need direction.
She did need direction, but she got that elsewhere. Kind of.
And then we have season 6.
Hot mess. Whatever that season was.
Yeah. It was only, what, like 10, 12 episodes?
I think it was like 8.
It was not a lot of episodes.
Or like
at
11.
All. And I think they were just, like, they knew it.
They reverted.
They did not.
All of the characters.
They did not give a damn about that season. They were just like, we're just getting to the end. We're going to tie up some loose ends. And
it's because it was like they were, like, trying to, like, pay tribute to who the characters were and in the first season, and I was like, that's fine, but when I go into season 6 and Blair is wearing a headband, I'm like, what's happening?
I'm irritated.
What's happening here? And she's dressing like old Blair, like season 1 Blair, or like not even just the outfits, just how they're acting and like the things that they're doing, and you're just like, this isn't the character that they grew into. Why are you reverting all of them back to who they were?
It made no sense. It's not fun to go through all these seasons of character growth and development just for you to be like, actually they're who they were in season 1. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
It made no sense at all.
So did not enjoy season 6, and honestly that's all I have to say about it.
That's all I have to say about it too. We, like, honestly, I try to forget that season even happened.
Genuinely, yeah.
Because so much was wrong with that season. So much. So much.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we're going to get into the characters. I feel like this is what you guys are really into.
Yes.
And we're going to go character by character in order of who we liked from least
to the most. So,
again,
these are our opinions. You do not have to agree. You do not have to agree.
It's okay to not agree, actually.
It's encouraged, actually. You know, if you don't want to agree with us, be your own person. That's lovely. But we are also entitled to our opinions. And
we have them.
And we have many of them. We often have unpopular opinions.
Yep.
If you would say that.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
So the
our
first
least
character
favorite
that we are going to be talking about.
Where is this man?
He's right
here.
There.
Can you see him over my head? Right here. Now, many of you
love Chuck, and I think it's because you had a crush.
Or issues.
And you know both are valid.
It's like when people are like, you know, Team Edward. I'm like, really?
They're the same.
At least I can understand Jacob a little bit, but like Edward, really?
I think Edward would be who Chuck would be if he was a vampire.
Oh my god, he would be. Yeah, except so much worse. Because remember when Chuck almost punched Blair?
So, okay. So, first off, we don't like Chuck.
No.
And I will say he was okay sometimes.
He was. He made a very bad first impression, though.
Horrible.
Which I know
impression.
he's supposed to, but like the fact that he didn't like really apologize for that.
He did, but way later.
Yeah, no, that's what I was getting to. I was finishing my sentence. He didn't apologize for that until way later. You know, and like I don't know.
My guess is that because I read the first like 2 books, and I know the first episode was based off the books, and my guess is that the character that they sort of planned for with him isn't fully what they got. Yes. Like, I don't think this was a character we were supposed to like in any way, shape, or form.
I think people liked Ed, so they wanted to like then bring him on and keep him there, and like
they liked him with Blair.
Exactly. So then, since the fans liked it, they were like, okay, maybe we'll write this a little differently and like change his character around. But like, their relationship was so toxic, and he was toxic, and it's like, I don't know what you want me to do with that, you know? Like, especially because, like Ishara said, he was fine sometimes. Like, when it was really
season, was it 3?
Yeah, it was really it was when he was working on his business, when he was like about his business, and like that was it. Like, he was good. He was fine until he tried to sell.
He tried to sell Blair for his hotel. And I know. Listen, I know if you're a Chuck fan, I'm sure they bring this up all the time, and you're like, oh my god, why do they always bring it up?
Because it's important.
It's a biggie.
It's important.
It's a biggie, and especially because he did it in the most manipulative way, in a way that he knew Blair would fall for it. And when nothing actually happened, he didn't understand that he did something wrong. He was like, oh, well, you didn't even actually do anything. So, like, we're good. We're fine.
Yeah.
No.
And then he, like, tried to run away from his problems. And then, like, it was just a constant cycle with him. And I'm just like, this is not healthy.
His best time was when he was with that French girl. She was the one who played Fleur in Harry Potter.
Yes.
He had some time with her. She was a genuine good person. I'm glad she left when she did, because I was so scared that
I didn't want her to get corrupted.
She was genuinely a good person and made him better, and that's who he needs to be with. Somebody who pushes him to be his best and who doesn't necessarily like look at who he was, because like I think it's good to hold somebody accountable, but if they're trying to start new, then it's better to be with somebody who knows the real or the new version. And that was her.
Yeah. He just, I don't know. He did a lot. He did a lot, and like I feel like back to back it just became unforgivable to a certain extent. And like there were certain times where, like we said, where he wasn't doing a lot that was bad, but it was still like, I don't like you. Yeah. Get off my screen, please. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I just did not enjoy his character. He made me uncomfortable.
Have much redeemable.
Also, they kept, like, I feel like if they had switched Ed and Chase, then I could like understand that he was supposed to be like, look, I don't find him attractive. And like that's not anything on him, on like the actor, but like I don't know, his acting sometimes, he was trying to come off as like this like suave playboy.
Yeah,
like
he just was smarmy. Yeah,
he just like sounded like
predatory.
Yeah, he just sounded really predatory. He didn't sound like he was like, you know, like, oh, I'm getting all these women. I'm like,
even with Blair, like this is supposed to be the woman you love, like you love with over everything, and you still talk to her like she's actual dirt under your shoe.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing, is that he did not respect almost anybody.
No.
And it was clear, including his friends and his girlfriend.
I just very much didn't, like, I almost wish that they just let him keep his English accent instead, because, like, I felt like he was just, like, I don't know, the voice that he put on when he was Chuck was weird, and I did not enjoy it, and it didn't make me think that he was, and I get it, he's not even really supposed to be, like he was supposed to be a ladies' man, but a lot of the women that he was with, he bought, so, like, it does make sense, and, you know, he has a lot of money, so, like, women will deal with a lot, or, Yeah, they will deal with a lot.
People can be bought.
Yes, people can be bought. Is essentially what I'm trying to say. But yeah,
he's not a good character.
He's not a good character.
He's not a good character. He's not a good person.
No.
And not even in a fun way. Because there's a lot of characters on this show that aren't great people, but they're fun.
I did like his relationship with Lily, though.
Yes.
He did.
I was like, what girl?
He did have a very nice relationship with Lily until he was like...
Didn't he?
He was... Look. Everybody.
Yeah.
But it's also like, there were some times where we let him off the hook. Where we were like, okay, his dad just like died the first time. We're like, his dad just died. So, you know, we understand. He is going through it. It's okay. And then even like with the second time, or even like when big things were happening, we were like, all right, he's hurting, like whatever. But there were sometimes like when he was yelling at Lily and we're like, dude, she has treated you better than her own children.
Yep.
She's treated you better than her own kids.
Mm-hmm.
You better respect that woman, okay? Yeah. Stop talking back.
So that's Chuck. And now
next
we're going
on the
to
list,
move on to...
Where's she at? Oh, God. Oh, she's right there.
In the gutters, because she's irrelevant.
In the gutters, right there.
Now, let me tell you something about Vanessa. First off, I want to apologize to her hairstylist.
I wanted to root for her so bad.
To her, because they did her dirty, and I know that's because she was black and they didn't know how to do black hair. So that's number one. Number two, I think she is the most annoying character, or like one of the most annoying characters I've ever watched on my screen. And that is saying something.
Chuck was repulsive. She was annoying. Every word that came out of her mouth was like great. It was, I want to
say what her best moment was, but her best moment was actually Dan's best moment, and we're gonna get to it. I know she knows what I'm talking about.
That was literally that. We had to replay it.
Yes, it was.
We had to replay it, but we'll get to that when we get to Dan. She didn't have a best moment. She didn't have the best moment.
She didn't have.
Every time.
Sucks. Oh my god!
Especially
she had a worse moment.
She always did something and then immediately regretted it. And like obviously everybody in the show did that, but she did it so much. Like every choice she made, she regretted.
The issue is that she was on her high horse. She did
every time,
and then she still had the nerve to look down on everybody else. She was the same as some of the worst characters on there.
And I remember like Blair kept saying that. She was like, "You are no different than me."
But at least like they own it.
Yeah, Blair's like, I know who I am. You sit on your high horse, like looking down on us because we're rich and you're not. Like, and that's my thing was that I'm like, why? Because this was also like Dan at the in the beginning, like they were both looking down at the rich people, and I'm like, look,
they were all the rich.
Yes, but they were all born into it. Like these are the kids of the rich people. Like they're not, you know, they couldn't help it.
And then on top of that, like
also y'all
she got mad. She got mad at Dan for being rich. Like that's his fault.
His dad married up. How is that his fault?
It's not.
And now he got money, so he's gonna use. Like she was mad at him for using the money.
A nice wallet.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, so now you dressing all fancy?" Like
she's so dumb because Chuck gave her like $10,000 and she donated it. Girl, you're poor. You're poor.
Like, I don't care. Look, I must not have morals because I'm taking that money.
Yeah.
For myself.
What? And it wasn't even like it's not even like something really bad. She gave something really bad or like something that would have jeopardized like herself really. It was just like a videotape that had nothing to do with her. And she donated, like, come on.
But it was like just back to back her doing stuff like when she was a part of the thing with Serena where she got kidnapped
and then she blamed it all on Ginny.
Yeah.
And then Ginny called her on her BS.
Yes. And then, you know, when she left the show, that was one of the best moments of the show.
No, like actually.
Like I was amazing. Like, oh, you're gone. She lasted so much longer than I thought she would. Let me say that.
Unfortunately.
Because I was waiting for her to go the whole time.
Yep.
And she was still around. And I was like, girl.
She was awful.
Why are you here? Why are you here? And like I wanted to root for her because, you know, she's black. She's brown. I'm like, yes. I want to root for you. But no, you were annoying.
She was horrible.
And she dressed awfully.
Awful.
Like, terribly. All
And
of her
her
outfits
hair was a
all of
mess.
her outfits were
Okay.
bad. She made like 2 good outfits.
Maybe. I can't think of a one.
And like everybody she was with, she made them equally as horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
except Nate. But we'll get to that.
So next
is this man, Rufus Humphrey.
Rufus. So here's how I feel about Rufus.
Let me hear it.
Good friend, good husband, okay dad. Sorry.
Is
Sorry.
okay even?
Sorry. Okay to Dan.
Oh my God, no. Him and Dan were great.
Him and Dan were fine.
Him and Dan were perfect.
I don't know.
Let Jenny breathe wrong.
Listen. I know a lot of y'all have some feelings about.
We will get to Jenny.
And we will get to her. We'll get to her. That being said, he
she's your
clearly
daughter.
did not know how to parent her.
No, he had favorites.
I swear he hated her. Oh, the way that he treated her, like, didn't he let her get arrested?
He let her get arrested.
What she did.
He let her get arrested, and Lily was even like, dude,
calm down.
Like, and this is a lady who like also let her daughter get arrested later.
Yes.
But anyway,
and every single time he needed to be like concerning, he just barked at her and grounded her.
Yes.
And I'm like, sir, I know you're trying to parent her. I get it. But if this was Dan, you'd be like, okay, come on, kid, let's just talk to me.
Yeah, he's like, because he wanted to be friends with Dan. And honestly, it felt like a double standard because Dan was a boy and Jenny was a girl. And like, she couldn't do certain things.
Yes. And he would be like, oh, this is not my daughter. I don't even know who this girl is.
First of all, he kept saying that, and I was like, she's been like this since from half of season 1.
Okay, this is your daughter. Get with the program.
This is her. This is who she is.
You're being ridiculous.
Because he was so caught up on like that little daddy's girl that she probably was before she went to high school. He was so caught up on that girl, and it's like she is grown now.
Yeah.
And
just be there for her.
He wouldn't let her do her like fashion stuff. I'm like, there were so many choices that he made that I'm like,
this is why she ran away.
Because
of your actions.
Why don't you? Because he's like, okay, yeah, you can do that after school, like after you're done high school. And it's like, how about she starts now so that she's good when she gets out? Like she has this internship. Let her do the internship. And he did eventually, but then stuff happened. But like,
stuff always happens.
I don't know. He just was not a good parent to her.
But you know what? He's got to be a little higher than the other ones because he was a great husband.
Yes,
he was a great husband.
His best moments were when he was with Lily.
Just a husband.
When he was with Lily, he was great.
He was great, and he was vibing, and he was chilling.
I mean, also him, like he kept trying to run up on Lily while she was married. I'm like, sir,
you gotta relax.
Like, relax. Y'all tried it. It didn't work. Like, can y'all stop, please? Especially because like that's the mom of your son's. Anyway,
who's next? Okay, we are not going to be spending a whole bunch of time on this.
No, this is about to be 2 seconds.
Right now.
Here he is, right behind Ishar's head.
I'll move.
There he is.
Eric. Let me tell you about Eric. So first off, irrelevant.
He did not do a single thing.
If we were ranking the characters on relevancy, he'd be dead last.
He wouldn't be on the page.
I'm sorry. I'm telling you, this is going to be 2 minutes. He did nothing. And the one time he did something, it was nothing. And maybe there are Eric fans out there. I'd be surprised.
He was there for like the gay storyline.
And they wrapped
and it wasn't even for him. It was for Serena.
Yeah.
And it was for Blair. Like it wasn't even about him. It was about the fact that like it was about Blair and Serena. It wasn't even about him and like all his depression stuff and like,
we never saw his relationships. We saw a little bit of one.
And that So
Jenny egged the boyfriend.
Yes.
And then he went hard.
No. We got to go back even a little further. So before then, Jenny and him and Eric are having a conversation about how she's like, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be the head bitch. I don't want to be queen bee, but I have to do it because then someone else worse will take my place. At least I can control it.
Everything's chill.
And she was like, fine. And he was like, yeah, I understand. So she's like, you know that I have to be like this, even though I don't want to. So right after that conversation,
okay,
they sit or the boyfriend is like all upset at Jenny.
It's
so
like,
then they sit above her on the stairs, which if you watch Gossip Girl, you know. You don't do that. Not with the queen.
Okay.
You don't sit above her.
You don't do that. So then she had to teach a lesson. And he got egged or something like that.
Yeah, she like, I don't know, she put something on his head.
He threw something, whatever. And Eric went ham, and it's like, oh my God, she's an awful person. No, she's not. She's keeping the school tame. Why do you think we haven't had any scenes there?
There was no problems.
No problems.
No problem. Because
she
was
knew
keeping
how to roll a kingdom.
She was keeping the minions at bay.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing just enough.
They're bloodthirsty. They have to do something.
She was doing just enough to like keep them tame.
Mm-hmm.
And then Eric is like, oh, we have to stop her. And then he tried to stop her.
He tried to do something and failed because it's Jenny.
And she was like, if she can go toe-to-toe with Blair,
then who are you?
She can go toe-to-toe with you.
And then he got broken up with because you suck.
And then we never saw him again. He was irrelevant.
Anything else to say?
Nope.
Okay.
Moving on.
Lily.
Missy herself right here. Awful mother.
Awful mom.
Awful
Horrible.
mother. Terrible mother.
Pack it up. Mother's
Except
Day
Chuck.
does not exist. I don't like what awful, but such a cute character.
When I adore you.
This woman.
Look,
she's like
we know
we
know that it's weird. We know that it's weird that we're like, she's such a terrible mom. Like she didn't care about her kids because she didn't.
So cute.
Well, no, she cared about them. She just cared about herself more.
Okay, it's Mother's Day every day. She was like, yeah, y'all will be fine. I'm gonna pack it up and go on vacation with my boo, husband number 4. Like
literally, like she was not there for her kids at all.
No.
But she was there for Chuck every step of the way.
Yes, she was. And it was horrible what she did to Homegirl's brother, the teacher guy. That was awful.
That was like the worst thing that she did. We were like,
horrible.
Girl.
That was really bad. But other than that, I don't have any issues with her. I'm sorry. She's not a good mom, but she's so cute. It's so fun to watch.
Young her is Brittany Snow, so like
I'm sorry. No, yeah. Also great casting because her and Serena look very much
Serena
alike.
And the grandma.
Yes.
They all look alike.
When Serena had to dress like her, she put the glasses on, it could have been her.
Bro,
you
literally.
Fooled me. You got me.
If they were blonde and they showed up, I'm like, is this Jenny? Is it Serena? Or is it the mom? I don't know. Show me the face again.
You got me. You fooled me.
But yeah, she was so cute, and I think it's just the actress. I'm like, she's just so adorable.
Because I couldn't be mad at her long.
She's just sitting there like smiling or like so excited about
glasses
something.
On.
Yeah,
I was like,
so
oh my
cute.
God, you're so cute. I love
oh my
her.
God, when she was on house arrest, I felt so bad for her.
No, she deserved it, but it was
she deserved it. She
deserved
that shit.
She always got.
She deserved more than house arrest, honestly, if we're being
yes.
honest. But like,
the rich do rich things.
The rich do rich things, and like ruined a man's life.
Okay.
But I mean, because after that, she had like literally. I think she said that she was like, "I have no more secrets." She's
That's
like,
it. We're good. We're done.
She's like,
That's
everything.
It. She was a compulsive liar. She lied about everything, things that she didn't need to lie. And that irritated the hell out of me. But other than that,
everything. Like, she really did need to lie about half the stuff she was lying about, and it's like, ma'am, stop lying. Like, even about her feelings with Rufus, it's like, can you just like admit them, please?
Yeah.
Like, I know you want to marry Bart because he's a billionaire.
I get it. And you know what? She did it right. She got with him, he died, she got the money, and she got with her the true love of her life. Like, queen behavior.
Yeah. And like we said, I loved her and Rufus together. They were very cute. She was still kind of manipulative.
Yeah.
But that's just who she is as a person, and I guess he loved her for that.
A little.
Sometimes that's what he hated about her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then why are you with her? If who she is.
We're Lily apologists.
I'm just saying, she's very cute. So, and she had the cute little outfits, like the mom outfits. I was like, oh my goodness,
she's great.
I love you.
I loved her. I'm sorry. Okay.
Anyway.
So
we didn't know who would be.
We're gonna do it in order
of how it's written.
But just so you know, they're about on the same.
They're on the same level. So the first one,
Dan.
That looks like Joe.
That could be Joe.
Last season,
it genuinely could.
That
it
is
could
what
be
he looked
Penn.
like. That could just be Penn, but that is.
But we're talking about Dan
Humphrey.
So Dan had really great moments.
He did. He had really good moments.
He had some amazing moments.
And then he had really bad moments.
had really bad moments. And then, like, in general, his character arc of being a judgmental asshole, that was really annoying sometimes.
Yes. And I guess we can talk about the elephant in the room. He's not Gossip Girl. He's not.
I told you we ignore
He's not.
season 6. So like
it should have been Dorota.
It should have been Dorota. It should have been Eric. Give him something.
It should have been Eric.
Give him something.
He had absolutely nothing. If you were telling me that he was Gossip Girl orchestrating everything, I'd be like, ooh.
Flames. Ooh. I have to respect you. I have to respect you.
He would move so far up on the tier list.
Just for that. But no, you had to have Dan be Gossip Girl and push him down a little bit. That makes no sense.
He's like, yeah, I've been doing it this whole time, and and then it got out of hand. I'm like, no.
You're playing me for a fool. And I don't appreciate it.
You want me to believe that? You want me to believe that?
I don't.
And maybe in the books, if that's how the books end.
I have no idea.
Maybe if that, it makes sense. Maybe then. But, I feel like they change the show around so much. And I feel like that often happens when they do, shows from books or, comics. They want the ending to be the same, but then they change so much in the middle. And you're like, I don't know if this makes as much sense. And, you may think that it makes sense that Dan is Gossip Girl. And, on a level, it does. I get it. Maybe if they were like, oh, he started it, and then that was it. He started the website and then, lost control of it completely. But they were like, no, he's been doing this for years. Jenny knew and did it. I'm like, what?
But other than that,
Jenny sent the tip about herself.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
He was very haughty-taughty for sure. Some of the same issues that Vanessa had, he had, and I could see why they were friends. But he also just accepted it and knew when he was doing wrong.
He did.
He knew when he was doing wrong, and I think that's what made him more likable than Vanessa.
Yeah.
Also, he was just funny. Pin has
a lot
of
funny.
Charisma, so he plays it well. So it's easy to like him.
Yeah.
He's one of the best characters in season 1 for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, he punches Chuck.
That was great. Great. He's definitely the best character in the first episode.
He was ready to throw hands at any moment, especially for his sister. Especially for his sister. Yeah. He's throwing the hands.
Yep.
He's ready. All right, and on par with him is his wifey.
I was about to say Vanessa. That's not her name. Serena.
Miss Serena. Move your head. Miss Serena Vanderwoodson.
I don't want to talk about her long because she would love that. Well, she would hate that she doesn't get to be talked about long. She wants this whole hour to herself.
Okay, look. When I was younger,
she had a crush on Blake. That's all it was.
I loved Serena. She was my favorite character. And honestly, I think it was because she had really long flowy hair, and that was always my thing. And I probably did have a crush on her. Because during the rewatch, man, I could not stand her.
Oh my goodness.
I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt so many times, but I was like, what are you doing?
And here's the thing, is that I think the reason why Dan and Serena are in the same tier is because Dan had some really great moments and some really annoying moments. And her moments, for the most part, didn't go really far down.
Yeah, so no, she didn't do anything too bad. She was just always mildly annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're just the decisions that you're making right now, and
you're selfish.
But then there's I feel like the thing that with her that brings her up is that sometimes you do just feel bad for her, because with the stuff with Blair, where Blair's you're always taking things from me, and sometimes she really doesn't mean it. It just happens.
But sometimes she does it on purpose.
Sometimes she does, and it's when
and she knows it too.
Yes, she knows it and she uses it. But sometimes she doesn't, and it's
on top of that, she goes about life as she's doing Blair a favor. I could take everything from you at any moment, and I think that's really the thing. She's I could take everything from you right now. I'm being nice to you. I'm not doing it.
Let's be honest. She's not a good friend.
She's not a good friend.
She's not a good, because
Blair was a great friend to her.
She would be there for her anytime Serena had to talk about anything. But the second Blair was talking about herself, she was like, well, I don't care. Yeah. Or she'd be like, I'm busy. I can't talk right now.
Yeah.
That was not your best friend.
No.
That was not your best friend.
No. It wasn't a good friendship.
And then
it was toxic.
It was
But their friendship was much stronger, just in general, than I had remembered it.
I did like their friendship when they were actually friends and not being competitive against each other, and when one wasn't manipulating the other, or something like that wasn't happening. When they were being genuine friends, when they were at that photo shoot and they were just laughing and having fun, until Serena then got the job over her. But that was one of the instances where it's like Serena was not trying to steal the spotlight.
No, but then she's also dumb sometimes, because Blair even pointed out, she was like, so you didn't notice that my name wasn't on the call sheet.
You didn't notice that I wasn't here.
Makeup, and you did you
went through all of
that you wanted to make.
Exactly.
So it's like, I know that you didn't do it on purpose, but also open your eyes.
Yeah. So she was also very upset about Dan's portrayal of her in his book, and it's like, girl, this is you. He wrote you.
That's you.
And she was so mad about it.
Change it.
And everybody's like, yeah, that's how you are.
Sorry. Yeah, she hated that.
The best she was when she was with Nate.
Yeah.
All right, and next, the queen bee herself.
Oh, we're going to. This is controversial,
but
for sure.
Jenny Humphrey.
Jenny is a queen. Y'all hate her because she you hate her because she went on against every single one of your characters.
She made a bad exit, and I think they did that on purpose because they didn't want you to want her back.
Yeah,
like we were talking about that as we were watching. We were like, they made her so unlikable for her exit because Taylor Momsen wanted to leave. But they were like, we don't want you guys to be begging or like wondering where she is.
But guess what? I missed her.
I missed her because through the whole season, she was the only one that could check Blair.
This is the reason why Blair respected her.
She was the only one that could check her. She was about her business, and like she was also just like not getting anything. Like
and on top of that, she knew when to throw in the towel.
She did. She always knew. She was like, "You beat me this time."
Yes.
And then Blair would be like, "Cool, game's over.
Yeah,
you're cool."
Or she'd be like, "I don't want to go that hard. Like, I'm done. If I go any further, I'm."
That's what I always loved about her. That she was literally like, she's like, "No,
I'm good. I'm done."
Somebody like Blair was trying to play games with her, and she's like, "I don't want to do this."
She's like, "Yes, I could go toe to toe with you if I want to, but I don't want to anymore.
Like I don't.
I have to respect her." And she was a bad bitch, and she dressed the best.
Her
outfits were incredible. Incredible. Like, yes, she only wore black, but when it works, it works. Okay.
Because even chef's kiss. Like,
she's great.
You're telling me she went into fashion? Yes, I believe that.
She looked amazing, like all the time. Like, every season, she just looked better.
Her makeup, her hair, everything.
Yes.
Like when she had that long hair,
I was like, I want to be her. And that I
was like, I will bow to her. If she was in the school,
I genuinely believe that the reason why a lot of people didn't like her is because she went toe to toe with every single character. Like, every single character. And if your favorite character was this person and she went against them, then you're like, well, I don't like her. She's the opposition.
Yeah.
But she did it well.
She did what she had to do.
Every single time.
Oh
my God. When Eric tried to get her and then she did the cotillion, and pulled out Nate Archibald.
Oh my God. I love that.
Queen
I was
behavior.
like, yeah. First of all, Nate went to like 7 cotillions in the show. That's
because he kept dating people.
We'll get to that next. Now, because Nate Archibald is next.
Nate is next.
Where is he? He's right here. Not a great picture, but yeah, there he is.
That could be Chase for all I know.
First of all, unproblematic king.
Throughout the whole time. He never did anything.
King until the end.
And you know what? He never did anything. He never got anything. Like, he was just minding his business. And that is why he was poor. That was fun. And that is why I had to like him. Now, here's why I had to respect him. Anytime somebody did him dirty, they were gone.
Cut out.
Immediately
cut out of his life.
Half a second to explain yourself. Nope. It's done. It's a wrap.
No, when he broke up with Vanessa and she ain't know that they was broken up.
Hilarious.
Because he was like,
he's
no
done.
contact. And she came up to him and he was like, what? Yeah, you were calling me, but like, why? We're broken up. She's like, what?
I find it hilarious. I have to respect him.
Anytime you did him dirty. Time.
And sometimes you can manage to weasel your way back into his good graces. But when you do him dirty, you're not going to see him for at least the next 3 months. And I love that.
I loved it. And I just loved
that. No drama.
He literally no drama.
Mm-hmm.
He was just minding his business.
Yes.
Trying to deal with his dad going to jail.
Yes.
Trying to get into school.
Yes.
That was it. And
That's
and then
the
he
reason
dated.
Why he wasn't in Dan's book, because he never did nothing.
Exactly. And then he dated everybody under the sun.
Everybody, mothers, daughters, sisters, brothers.
Now, the problems with Nate. 1, he's still Chuck's friend.
So
the friend of the abuser.
Yes.
Isn't any better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And you know that he's doing these, like, you know that he's like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know that he's this grimy person.
Oh, that's just Chuck. No.
It's like, it doesn't have to be. He can be a different person.
Yeah.
He can change.
I don't care that y'all grew up together. You cut everybody else off.
I don't.
Why are you still friends with him?
He cut him off when he started dating Blair.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chuck was literally begging for his friendship back. He shouldn't have gave it, but he did.
Should not have.
Because he's also forgiving sometimes.
What a king. And then he dated a little girl. But...
yes, that's the second thing. He, like, we know that he was, like, in college. Like, they weren't...
But this was season...
like, the age...
5?
Like, if you look at it, their age gap isn't that big. But, like, she's in high school and you're in college.
This was season 5, maybe 6. Which means he had to be, what?
Like
early
a junior?
20s?
Like a junior in college?
Yeah. Like that, 20, 21. And she's 17.
Yeah, I didn't like that. And, like,
and that was his last relationship, too.
She lied about it. Which I get, you
and
know, in the beginning.
Off,
but once you know, yeah, no,
it's a wrap.
You just stay cut. Stay cut.
Stay gone.
Stay gone.
And that, you know what, maybe
gone.
that's his issue. He cuts people off. Keep them cut off.
Keep them cut off. He cut off Vanessa.
Yes,
everybody cut off Vanessa.
Everybody cut off Vanessa, and I get it.
Oh my god, we didn't talk about Dan's best moment.
Dan's best moment is when he told Vanessa, what he say? It was the best thing. It was something like, you think we're friends and we're not. It was something like that.
Yeah, he was
right?
basically like, we're not friends, and he's like, I don't like you.
I don't like you.
Basically, get out of my face. I never want to talk to you again.
It was amazing.
Because I thought that they were gonna have him be like, oh wait, I miss you.
Like, he's like, you burnt me so many times. I do not like you.
I loved it, and then she was off the show.
And then she was gone. It was his best moment, and it was one of Gossip Girl's best moments.
Anyway, back to Nate. The third thing that's wrong with Nate was him sleeping with Serena while he was dating Blair. I was like, Nate.
What a man whore.
Nate.
He did that.
Nate.
It's forgettable because it happened before the show, but
yeah,
he still did it. And
oh my gosh.
For that.
And the thing about Blair was that she was bringing that up until like season 5,
and
bro. And I'm like,
it.
Blair.
As you should.
She brought it up every moment she could.
She said, it is not water under the bridge. It is the bridge, and we're still on it. Hello.
Because that was supposed to be the man she was going to marry.
Yes. They were together since they were children.
Yes.
You disrespected everything.
Yeah. I don't know.
And don't think just because it happened like right before the show in the first episode that it's old news.
Yeah.
Like, it's relevant.
So those were the only things that I had issues with Nate. But everything else, he was perfectly fine. He minded his business.
The whole time.
Did what he had to do.
Yeah.
And last but not least,
y'all know who the best character is.
Look at her.
Look
at her.
You may think that we are hypocrites. But if you listened and you like looked between the lines of what we said, it's really not hard. We like an iconic character. We like a character with looks.
Yes.
We like a character with lines.
Yes.
We like a character with moments.
Yes.
And she had all 3.
She was a queen.
A queen.
A literal queen.
She is not without her faults because all these characters have faults.
Of course. She has her faults. Like,
and I don't just mean character flaws.
No.
I mean like this. Yeah, she.
No. She has done a lot of grimy stuff.
Yes.
Like a lot of grimy stuff.
Yes.
But out of all the characters, she is our favorite. Mostly because like she always tried. Well, sometimes she tried to do better. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know. It really just wasn't in her nature.
She was self-aware.
She was self-aware.
And she embraced her bad. And like, unlike and here's the thing. Here's why I could have liked Chuck. Because they're very similar, and I see why they were put together. Because both of them are like, yes, we're bad people. Hello. Welcome. Nice to meet you. I'm not a good person. I'm going to do this to you, and you're going to hate me for it, and I don't care.
And I'm like, pretty sure Blair has said that a few times.
And I have to respect the issue is that the things Chuck did were so much worse that I was like, oh, yes, you're a bad person, and I
don't want to look at you.
Just stay away from you. But when Blair did it, for the most part, like 90% of the time, it was just petty stuff. And I enjoyed
honestly,
pettiness.
For the most part, when Blair was doing her stuff, it was because something was already done to her. Mm-hmm. So like, she was never, like, not never, but like most of the time, she wasn't like an initiator.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you did something to me, or you did something that made me mad, so now I'm going to get you. Except for like Nelly Yuki. Like that was bad. Like, if you guys don't remember, They wasn't supposed to get, like, was it school? Like, they were trying to get into...
In SATs.
Yeah,
it was SATs.
Yeah, it was SATs, and she, I don't know. So she was trying to keep her off her game.
Yeah.
Basically made her one of her minions.
Yeah, it was bad.
And in the end had to, like in the 5th season or whatever, she had to get in her good graces and basically admit that she was, like, a terrible person to her.
And she was.
Because she was. But she was amazing. I don't know what to tell you. Like, she looked amazing. The red dress.
I'm so sad that was wasted on Chuck.
That was a moment.
She looked so good.
She was amazing. And she's also...
most of the time.
Ladies are so cute.
She's so
pretty. She was so adorable.
Loved watching her on my screen.
Like, you're just like, I just want to give you a cute little hug.
Yeah. And her delivery was amazing.
Yep. She was a great Blair.
Yeah, she did great. One of the things that irritated me, I don't know where to put this. I don't know if it would be couples, but, like, the whole baby storyline, because it was barely a storyline. Like, she got pregnant, then she lost the baby, but then she was mostly mad or sad about, like, what happened with Chuck. No.
Yeah, I wanted, like,
not everything is about these relationships.
Lost a baby.
She lost her baby.
I feel like it should have been about that.
Yes.
You know, like,
I was ready for that.
Yeah, she should have been, like, I don't know. Yeah,
if you're gonna do it, then do it.
Yeah, don't, like, tease us with this and then be like, oh, she's upset.
I know. Literally, they're like, you lost a baby. She said, well, Chuck. They're like, he's very. I don't remember what. He was hurt or something.
Like,
she's
girl,
like,
you lost your baby. You know, I don't know. But yes, that also bothered me.
Yeah, that's a small thing.
Yeah,
we have a few honorable characters.
Mentions. We're just gonna run through.
Yeah.
So first, Georgina herself,
looking like a witch on the board.
Also a queen.
See that? She's
also a queen.
I respect her for being evil.
Yes. Like, every time her character popped up, you like, oh my, she about to do something.
And she did.
She did. I loved when she came back and she was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm bored. I need to cause trouble. And I'm like, thank you.
But what she did to Dan was ridiculous.
Terrible.
We'll get to it.
Horrible. Number 2,
Juliet. I hated this girl. Not even in the same way that I hated Georgina, because I hated Georgina, but I loved her.
Yes.
Juliet, I just hated her. And when she goes hard on somebody, she does. That being said, the scene with her and Vanessa and Jenny, when they went and did what they did to Serena, bar drugging her, it was iconic.
Yes.
To Taylor Momsen's song, it was amazing.
What they did at the party, fine.
Amazing.
Because Serena deserved it, honestly. But
everybody
it was the after. It was the drugging her.
Then you went crazy.
It was
the
kidnapping and the drugging her. Great villain.
Yes.
Next is
Hilary Duff.
What's her character's name? I forget.
Olivia,
maybe.
Something like that.
She was Hilary Duff. Every time she showed up my screen,
I'm
Hilary
like,
Duff.
hi, Hilary Duff. She even dressed like Hilary Duff. I don't really have much.
Dan should have stayed with her.
Yeah, she was cool.
Forget Vanessa.
Yes.
Next, Gossip Girl herself. Because she's a character.
Yeah.
And she was a queen. Wasn't Dan.
No.
So.
And she knew what she was doing.
Yeah. Blair's minions. We have Nelly Yuki. Penelope.
And then the other ones.
Whose names we don't know.
Because they don't matter.
Honorable mentions to them.
I love Nelly Yuki. She got everything that she deserved.
She's a queen. Honestly. Loved her. The parents. This little cluster over here.
Yeah.
You got Blair's dad. Oh, he's not in here.
No, Blair's dad isn't in here because he was barely in the show, but
yeah, you got Rufus and Lily and
Nate's parents were both awful. I'm so sorry to him.
Both of them were terrible
in their own special ways.
They did not care about their son at all. At all. And then obviously Bart.
I think the only reason, so he was a horrible father, but like he was mostly fine to other people, which sucks. And then I feel like the only reason they brought him back, because when I tell you, we thought this man was going to come back in like season 4. They waited till season 5?
They waited so long, which makes me think that he was not supposed to come back.
He was not supposed to come back. They should have just kept him dead. But I think the reason they brought him back was so that you could feel sympathetic for Chuck again, because like they needed to.
Because he had pulled his.
Chuck and Blair be together.
Yeah.
So I hated that whole storyline.
Carter
we love him mostly because he's Sebastian's dad. However, he's still great.
Let me tell you the crush I had on this man. Oh my god. Like honestly, he's in more episodes than I thought he was. But I remember watching it and be like, why isn't this man in, like, why isn't he a character in this show? Just like
Bucky Barnes.
I know he went off to become
Marvel
Bucky,
Jack.
but like, I loved him. I loved his character. He, like, honestly, he was slimy in the beginning, but like,
then he chose.
In the end,
and
he
then
was
he
fine.
got the Jenny treatment before Jenny.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
They
purposefully made him bad.
We're gonna make him do bad things so that you don't miss him. Like,
yeah.
Watch the show and notice it. They do it.
They definitely did do that because he was like perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden he did, like, he was a bad person, and you're like, okay. And
Brother Humphrey, I forgot his name.
Brother Humphrey.
They brought him up. He came. He did nothing. He didn't even make a splash.
He didn't even reveal himself.
Why was he there?
Like,
why waste my time? That's one of the things. Gossip Girl didn't do it all the time, but it did it sometimes, where they would have this whole huge thing that you thought was going to be something, and then it was nothing. They did it with him. They did it with Blair's pregnancy.
Yeah.
And I hated it every single time. If you're going to do it, then do it.
Also, disgusting that Serena and Dan have a brother. Anyway.
Speaking of a couple.
We're
going to run through these.
We're going to run through these because we have 6 minutes.
Yes.
So, we're going from our least favorite to our most favorite. Least favorite, Chuck and Blair.
If you listen,
that's
not even slightly surprising.
No, they were disgusting.
They were awful. They were toxic.
They were not cute.
And Blair was the worst with him because she
the worst version of herself.
Everything for him. That's not good.
I'm like, Blair.
That's not. You don't have to sacrifice yourself.
No, you shouldn't have to sacrifice yourself for him. And like the fact that he kept being like, Blair, you're the only thing that I care about.
And
like,
also, he'd never sacrificed anything for her.
Never.
Ever.
Mm-mm.
Never.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Not once.
Nope. Never.
It's not an equal relationship. I'm not rooting for it. Sorry to the fans. They suck.
Anyway,
next, Dan and Georgina, they were fine, I guess, but like the baby thing, horrible.
That was terrible to him.
Why would you do that?
That was terrible.
That was so bad.
Like,
and then took him away.
Yeah, and then took the baby away and was like, "Oh, he's not yours. Bye."
Like I love Georgina, and I know she's supposed to be a heinous character, but that was evil.
That was evil.
You should not.
That was like the evilest thing she did.
And that's saying something because she No, the evilest thing she did was
when she yeah. Never mind.
She's just a bad person.
She's just a bad person.
But she's such a queen.
Next,
Blair and the prince, whose name I forgot.
Louis, yeah, he started off.
They started off really cute,
but he got the treatment that we didn't want. Chuck's Fleur de la Cour.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said her name like that, but
Fleur de la Clem.
He got the treatment that we didn't want her to have, where he got corrupted. He got Gossip Girl corrupted. It was the same as the girl who was pretending to be their cousin, Charlie. Yeah. She.
You stay on a show long enough, they make you an awful person.
They were like,
and they made him the worst, and I think it's so that Chuck could look better. And anytime they did that, which they did it somewhat often, it irritated me. Yeah. I'm like, so if you want, stop having him do bad things. Like that was the thing. I gave Chuck so many free passes, but then he kept doing things. Yeah. Just stop.
But that relationship, didn't like his mom, didn't like his sister. The whole thing was just a mess.
But she looked great.
She looked great. Next is Nate and Vanessa. Not much to say about there. Just hated it. Disgusting.
On the side.
Didn't like it.
And then, yeah.
I didn't like her. Anybody she's with,
it. That's all it is. But then at least she wasn't like in our face.
Yeah. Next is Bart and Lily. They were just toxic.
They were on the side. She didn't love him. I wish
he was shady.
Yeah.
They were both shady. Nate and Jenny.
The biggest issue with them is the age difference. Other than that,
they were cute.
They were cute. If they were, and honestly, the age difference wasn't horrible because it was just like 2 years or something. But like the actors was like 5 or something, and I couldn't look past.
Didn't they like not have them kiss?
No, they kissed.
Okay, I couldn't remember if they did.
But they were cute. They could have been cuter, but he was always there for her.
He was always there for her. That's the thing about Nate. He will ride.
He will ride
always
there for her. So I get why she was like in love with him.
Yeah. Everybody was in love with him.
Yeah.
Literally.
Other than that, like, yeah, that's it.
Next Dan and Serena, I guess.
This picture, I'm pretty sure is from season 1. That's where they should have stayed.
That's
they
where
were
they should
a
have
very
left.
cute couple in season 1, and that's it.
Once their parents got married, that was it for them. Like,
I don't know why we're still here.
Ever. Why are we doing
it's the
this?
fact that Dan had completely moved on from her. Completely.
They Ted Mosby.
If you watch How I Met Your Mother, somewhere in the middle there, he wasn't in love with Robin.
He was
and
not.
And then all of a sudden he was.
And
that's the same thing that they did. Dan did not care to be in a relationship with Serena.
Serena kept coming up to him and he was like,
Serena
I don't like you.
Loved him the whole time.
I don't
even think that. I think she wanted to go back to her high school relationship.
She wanted to go back to something that was stable in her eyes.
Yes.
Which it wasn't.
Yeah.
All right, we getting close. Carter and Serena, I loved them. They were so cute.
They were cute. They could have stayed together. That was a good relationship for Serena.
I liked it. I forget why they broke up.
Me too. But because of something that Carter did. Because
probably.
They did what they did.
Yeah.
Nate and Blair, they were also really cute.
Anybody Nate was with was cute.
Yeah, because it was almost drama free. The drama was always the other person.
Yes.
Except he cheated on her. See, and that's the thing. So, like, I can't fully root for them. But, like, I think this is them at prom king and queen. And that's what they are.
Yeah, they're very cute.
They're for high school.
It's high school. Yeah. Rufus and Lily, we already said
Do you see how he's her trophy husband? How he is her arm candy?
Perfect.
That is his best moment.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
He was perfect as a trophy husband. That is where he needed to be, where he needed to sit.
Yep.
Next, Serena and Nate. They were so cute together.
That was when
Serena was the most tolerable.
They understood
when
each
she was
other.
with him.
They had that history.
Why did they break up?
Wasn't
it because of Jenny?
Recall.
I think Jenny.
Was it Jenny?
No, she tried to break them up.
And it didn't work.
And
they were fine.
And that's what I liked about them. I was like, oh, y'all are solid.
They're solid. But then they broke up for some reason. I can't even tell you. It doesn't make sense though.
And with 40 seconds left, Dan and Blair.
They are number one.
They are number one. They were very cute. We thought that they were just kind of like get together spur of the moment, but it was the build up
the build up lasted
good.
It was like season 3 to season 5, and then once they were together, they were so domestic, cute. And it was good.
They were so cute.
It was good.
And like I wish they would have stayed together.
He
wasn't even over her. He wasn't even over her. Serena, like
he settled.
He settled for Serena,
and we had to settle for Dan and Serena. And I think the thing
we had to settle for Blair and Chuck.
Yes, and I think the thing that I liked about them we're at an hour. So I'm gonna be very quick and say that the thing that I liked about them is that they saw each other's worst qualities and they cared about each other regardless. And like they grew to care about each other. Yeah. And that's what really like made it good.
Yeah, because you would say that like I know people are going to be like, oh well, that's Chuck and Blair too. It's like no,
because they brought out the worst.
They saw each other's worst qualities, and then they purposefully brought it out.
Yes,
because they knew that they brought out the worst in each other, and they were like, okay, let's do that then. And you know, Dan wanted the best for Blair. Blair wanted the best for Dan.
Yeah,
they were great as a couple.
They were really good. They were
so
great. They had a great friendship.
They had a great friendship,
and they ruined that too.
And then
they had an even better relationship, and it was the most healthy.
They were like the most healthy couple on the show.
I don't have any complaints about them except that it ended.
Yeah.
And with that, we have talked about Gossip Girl. Struggled a little bit.
I did.
We had a lot of opinions.
We did.
We could have talked
so much longer.
That's the reason why we have an hour, because we know that we would talk for so long.
Yes.
And so we have to give ourselves a limit, otherwise we'd be here for 3 hours.
We really would be.
So we had a lot of opinions. You feel free to disagree.
Feel free to write in the comments if you watched to the end.
Yes.
Please write in the comments your opinions. Tell us how you feel about the characters,
the couples, your least favorite couples.
If you agree or disagree, that's fine. Just be respectful, please.
Yeah.
Don't be rude in the comments, because you will just get deleted.
And if you didn't watch the show and you stopped in season 3, maybe try to give it another chance, because we did, and it's one of my favorites.
Being older might help. Being older helps. Usually being older and watching old shows is worse, but this one seems to it's good.
It got better.
Yeah.
So definitely one of my favorite teen shows of all time.
Yeah, I would absolutely rewatch it again, honestly.
Yeah, no, really. That might have to be on our list.
Wouldn't be season 6.
No, we did it and we
hated it.
Whatever the last episode is of this beautiful pairing right here of Dan and Blair.
That's where we stopped.
That's where we stopped, and we decided they lived together
happily ever after.
As king and queen of the Upper East Side.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
See you in the next one.
XOXO.
Bye.